You know, people often ask me, how do you experience new beings? Where do you find them? How do you do these different things? And one of the first things that usually comes to mind is, are you getting outside? You know, I got up this morning and did my routine, or I'm getting back into my routine. I used to have an exercise routine at the apartment, and I fell out of that because living on the road, there's no consistency. You're jumping from place to place, and the habit can be hard to keep up. So I've been rebuilding the habit of getting up, drinking my water, um, putting the yoga mat out, doing my jumping jacks, push-ups, yoga, going for a walk, that type of thing. So the first hour that I was up, I saw squirrels, I saw woodpeckers, bluebirds, chipmunks, all kinds of stuff just around me right now. Now I know those aren't Galactics or Sasquatch or all of that, but then I got up and I walked down the road. I'm going to go for an hour walk because I'm trying to do that. And I used to walk 2 hours a day, 2 hours a day, one in the morning, one in the evening, afternoon, or all at once, depending on when weather and that sort of thing. So I'm trying to get back into that habit. And I go for a walk, and I literally get less than 5 minutes down the road. I can see the spot from my camp right now. And there's a golden eagle, a huge golden eagle in the tree, swoops down, flies around me, and flies off and talks and that sort of thing. I'm like, oh, this is going to be an awesome day. And then I go down and I find the road is open. That's typically closed when I've been here. And you can go camp there now. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm looking at walking around, exploring camp spots that are further in. And I start to head back, and Spirit pulls my head, and there's a something running through the field. I'm like, what is that? It's big. It's big. Which, from the standpoint of a coyote, I can say the coyotes out here are a lot bigger than those in Ohio. I'm not used to them being as big as they are in the mountains. And there's a coyote running through the field, or the lake. It's technically a lake, but it's dried up right now. And running through this lake, but it's heading towards my campsite. And so I'm like, oh, well, I'm not going to make it back in time. And my hatch is open, my windows are open, and I've had coyotes steal stuff before. Very, very quickly, like, run in and take stuff when I had a tent set up. I'm like, well, if something's gone, it's gone. But the point is, it's only like 11 o'clock right now, and I think I rolled out at 8 o'clock. It's typically when I get out of the car. I'm normally up earlier than that, but I like to sleep, so I sleep as long as I can. So within the first 3 hours of me being here, I saw all this wildlife. I saw a golden eagle, which most people have never seen before. I've seen them before in various areas. We have them in Ohio too, but I saw a golden eagle. And then I saw a coyote. If you want to experience other beings, whether it's faeries, whether it's galactics, inner earth beings, extraterrestrials like Sasquatches, and others who just live beside us in other dimensions, if you want to see ships, if you want to see these things, you have to get out of your house. You have to get out of your box. You have to do more outside, breathe fresh air, explore. Now, when I say have to, you don't have to do that. You can meditate in your house and explore the entire universe, and that's a true thing. You don't have to go anywhere. But if you really want to build friendships and connections and experience more, sitting in the box doesn't help. Staying in the box is not something that's going to bring you into that aligned energy more. Going out and exploring is, I simply parked my car in the woods off the side of the road at a dispersed campsite around Flagstaff, got up in the morning, did my exercise routine just like I would in the apartment, decided, I'm going to go for a walk just like I would in the apartment. Things that I would do in the box, things that I would do when I was back there. Same routines. Walked down 5 minutes, saw a golden eagle. Walked down farther, saw a coyote. People don't understand that you can do a lot of the same stuff that you do in the box while exploring. You don't have to sacrifice it all. You don't have to necessarily move and live on the road, but exploring is important. Experiencing the world, experiencing something outside of four walls, something outside of the television screen, something outside of a video game, something outside of your phone, tablet, computer, TV, whatever device you're using to pull your focus. A lot of people I see in nature are sitting on their phones doing nothing, just, still in the screen, not going for a walk, not just still hunting. I call it still hunting, sitting in a chair and just letting stuff move around you. Looking up and having the herd of elk move through the past week or two that I've seen them. The amount of nature I've seen just being in one spot and doing my thing is just bonkers, just absolutely bonkers. And then the beings that you get to meet, that when you come into those spaces, they feel your energy. They get used to you. They're like, oh, this is a good energy. This is a good human. Let's talk to them. Let's work with them. Talk to the trees. Don't forget the trees are alive. The fungi, the earth itself. It knows whether you're there for egoic reasons, selfish reasons, or to just be a part of the experience. And when you're part of the experience and you're helping it, and you're grading light, you're cleaning trash, you're just bringing in good energy and helping, a bird almost flew in my car, helping the land and talking to it, showing it love, it'll show you love back. It'll show you things back. It'll bring you experiences you never thought you would ever have. I had one of the craziest thing I had recently was I was in the car laying down with the hatch open, and I looked up. I think I was doing some Instagram work. I looked up and I was like, oh my God, the herd of elk is here. And the herd of elk walked in, and then I got up and I followed them. I followed them from a distance for a little while until I don't know if male elks are called bucks or not, but till an antlered male elf. I don't know why I said elf, so maybe there was an elf in the group. Elk stood by itself and just kind of looked at me and watched me, not aggressively, but I was just like, okay, I'll leave you guys be now, kind of telling me like, hey, we don't know who you are, what are you doing here? But it was one of the most beautiful things, because I was just in my car and here's a herd of elk. I wasn't inside a box. Get yourself outside of the box. Go on a trip. It doesn't have to be long. Most people can do a weekend trip, take a Friday off and do 3 days, or a Thursday and do 4 days. Find somewhere near you in nature. Go on a trip. Sit in nature. Experience it. Show it love. That's how you really start to build relationships with the land, with the beings of the land, and attracting other beings to you. A lot of my friends, the beings I call friends, like Doug the juniper gnome, I found them in nature, not elsewhere, not through meditation. Love you all. Grateful for each and every one of you.